How's it going, my fellow horror fans? Well, as the countdown to Halloween 2018 continues, today I'm going to be doing my commentary on Halloween H20 20 years later. Alright, I'm going to start the movie in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Yeah, I can easily say this is the only really good Halloween film Dimension ever produced. Yeah, I always like this opening between the Mr. Sandman song and the pumpkin carving. Yeah, right here, like this is definitely the one part of the movie where like you see the Halloween season quite a bit. Because you know that's one major thing people complain about Halloween H2O is like the lack of the Halloween season feel since the movie takes place in California. But this part right here, which is in Illinois, looks really good. Though, ironically, this was filmed in California, and they really nailed the cinematography here. Like, the Halloween feel right here is really good. There's Marianne Chambers, though she's Marianne Whittington in Halloween H2O, and I always wondered why, and then it's like, oh yeah, she's kind of in hiding. Changed her name, and now she's like, what the heck happened to my house? I mean, I meant that would be creepy, you know, you find your light smashed out, and the door open. Yeah, this is a great opening scene for sure. Yeah, I really wanted to see this in theaters in '98, but I was only 8 years old, so my mother wasn't willing, though. I saw it on TV a couple months later, and I really liked it. Like, H2O used to be one of my top favorites. Actually, I saw H2O before I even saw Halloween 5 and Halloween 4. Yeah, like I said, my order of Halloween films in the series is a little bit complicated, just because of lack of availability. Oh, she hears something. Yeah, you guys probably know, but Steve Miner, who directed Friday the 13th Part 2 and Part 3, that was basically his reference to Jason. Yeah, and I like that scene. Yeah, this actress, she does not age very much. Like everybody was saying, like 20 years later in this film, she still looks surprisingly the same. Yeah, protect her. You wimp. Granted though, given who's in that house, I can't blame ya. Yeah, I know the music in H2O is a major debate, though I do like the music right here. I mean, this feels more like a classic Halloween theme. I mean, it's not quite, but it's similar enough. It's just like, don't go in the house, man. I mean, I like the fact that there's a lot of atmosphere here, and there is build-up. Yeah, this guy does a lousy job searching the house. It's like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to look. Yeah, Michael was definitely busy in that office. What a mess. Oh, yeah. Time for him to mess up the kitchen. But first, he's gonna eat something and he doesn't like it. Oop! Booze! Like, I'll take that. Yeah, I like this part. It's called Look Before You Swing. It's like, now you just made a mess. And of course, in a second, he's going to blame it on Michael. No, it's not. No, you didn't. No, he didn't. You did that. And then you stole our beer. Yeah, Michael's good for messing with the power. Dr. Loomis. You know, everybody does have a debate. It's like, you know, it would have been awesome if Dr. Loomis could have been in this film, yes, but at the same time, like, I'm not sure where he could fit in this film, because this really was Laurie's film. I mean, don't get me wrong, if there was an opportunity, maybe they could have worked something out, but at the same time, you know, this does feel more like Laurie's film, so I don't know where you could put him in. And there's our first reveal. That is a creepy shot, but at the same time, you know, it's like, even though Chris Duran, you know, I think he's like 6'2" supposedly, but he just doesn't look that menacing. Like, you know, he doesn't look imposing. Like, he definitely looks like the weakest Myers in the entire series. You know, it's like, I wish they'd gone with somebody else. Unfortunately, though, they chose him. It's like, it's not that he's not doing a good job, it's just, he doesn't really look the part. She's like, I'm out of here. Nah, if only you got into somebody else's house. Yeah, as you guys know, there's 4 masks throughout H20, and the best one is here at the beginning, which we're gonna see in about a minute, which was made by, yeah, that's a good kill. Yeah, the best mask in the film, which we'll see in a minute, was made by John Carl Bueller. Surprise! Yeah, this is the best mask in the entire film. Like, here he looks more like Michael. You know, he still doesn't look the best part, but at least he looks the part, like, in terms of the mask. Unfortunately, though, the studio had this mask made without Steve Miner knowing about it, and he almost quit over this. Anyway, they shot this scene with the mask, and after that, Steve Miner went to Stan Winston's people, and they re-sculpted the mask, and they redid it, and that's the mask you see in most of the film. Yeah, if only you guys knew. Yeah, that's definitely the best mask in the entire film. I gotta say, she went down fighting. I mean, I hate that her character dies, and it's a good death, but she definitely went down fighting. Like I said, it's a strong opening to H20 for sure. Because you guys know, the story with the masks was Steve Miner had the K&B mask made, and during production, people were looking at dailies, and they were like, that's not a good mask. So they panicked, and they contacted John Carl Bueller, and he did his mask, which we just saw here at the beginning, and honestly, it's the best mask, but they went behind Steve Miner's back, and he wasn't happy about it, so he went to Stan Winston's people, and they re-sculpted it. That mask is not bad either, but the one we saw at the beginning was definitely the best. And then, of course, we can talk about the CGI mask later in the film. But you see all four throughout. I mean, I admit, if H2O had a stronger Myers and a few other things, it would be even better. But I'll talk about that more at the end of the film. Yeah, I like this scene right here. Like, we see Dr. Loomis's determination to try and find Michael Myers. And fortunately, it's true. He's back. Honestly, guys, after the first two, this used to be my favorite. Like, this would be my number 3. Though I will admit, in the last couple of years, I kept looking between this and Halloween 4, and I would say now Halloween 4 has actually beat Halloween H2O. Not by a huge amount, but enough, because H2O does still have some problems. Yeah, this I think is my favorite part of the score here, this opening. It's the original Halloween theme, but with like a live orchestra, like they really pumped it up. This is the good stuff right here, and I like this, the intro, Halloween H2O, 20 years later. Though the original title was going to be Halloween 7, The Revenge of Laurie Strode, which, granted, that could have worked too. Yeah, this voice actor that's doing Dr. Loomis, he does an okay enough job. I mean, everybody's asked why they couldn't use the original voice samples for Dr. Donald Pleasance. My understanding is this. They couldn't find it without the Halloween music mixed in with it, and I guess they didn't have any way of removing the music. So they had no choice but to use a voice actor. Which is unfortunate, but I'd say the voice actor does a decent job. I do like this opening here with all the newspaper articles. Yeah, but I'd say this opening theme is definitely the best. Oh, I forgot Kevin Williamson was a producer on this. Yeah, apparently Kevin Williamson did do some writing for Halloween H2O, not much, but some, like he improved some writing, but he didn't get credit for it. There's also rumors going around that John Carpenter might have been a producer on Halloween H2O, but he didn't get credit. Because, like, you guys probably know the story. Originally, John Carpenter was in talks to direct this, but they didn't want to pay him what he wanted, so Steve Miner stepped in. And I'd say Steve Miner did a really good job, I mean, in terms of directing. Like I said, Steve Miner clearly didn't know what Michael Myers should look like. That's the one negative I can say, but other than that, there's really nothing negative to say about the film from Steve Miner directing it. He does a great job. Yeah, I like this opening. I don't mind the music here either. This is actually a pretty interesting song. Yeah, that's creepy. There's Jamie Lee Curtis. I wonder if that was her first day of filming, I'm not sure. I will say one thing, guys. Like, I like how in H2O, like, how we get to see Laurie damaged. Like, in Rob Zombie's H2, he tried to do the same thing, but he horribly executed it. Here, like, Laurie, even though she has her demons, she's still likable. Like, you know, there's a way to do it where you have a damaged character, but then there's a way you don't do it. And this is how you do it. And, like, I'll be curious, you know, granted, the Laurie in Halloween 2018 is obviously going to be a little bit different. Like, she still has her demons, but she's going to be more like a warrior, and I'm curious to see what that side of Laurie is like. But at the same time, I still really like H2O, like this portrayal of Laurie. Like, Jamie Lee Curtis is still the heart and soul of Halloween H2O. Yeah, they tried to develop a bit of a Halloween feel here, but because it's California, you only get so much. Yeah, I didn't know, this entire gate sequence, they actually built it for the film. I had no clue. You would think today caffeine would be a food group. Yeah, Josh Hartnett, he does a great job playing Laurie's son, John. Like, I definitely like him. Like, him and Jamie Lee Curtis, they do have pretty good chemistry. I think this was his first major film, I think. I'm not sure. I know he also did, The Faculty. I think he did both in the same year. These are good scenes between Jamie Lee Curtis's character Laurie Strode and Josh Hartnett playing John. You know, granted she's Carrie Tate in this film, sorry, and he's John Tate, but there's definitely like good chemistry between these two. They definitely bounce off each other. You know, it's like, Jamie Lee Curtis has admitted she's really, because of problems behind the scenes, like, she only did H2O in the end for a paycheck, but that being said, it doesn't show, because she still really does an excellent job. Like, you guys know what I mean, it has to do with the ending, but I'll talk about that more later. Here's the rest of our little kids. That'll be Michael's victims. We got Sarah... Charlie, I believe. Yeah, Charlie's the boyfriend. And hang on a minute, just waiting for Molly. Oh yeah, she's up on the next level. I forgot about that. Oh, that's right. There's Jamie Lee Curtis playing Laurie at the window. That's a creepy scene. I forget if that's the original mask. Okay, to be fair to Steve Miner, there's some scenes where you see the original mask. They kind of do work, but only from a distance, but up close, they're not really good. That's one thing I've noticed about the original K&B mask. Oh yeah, the guy talking to Michelle Williams' character Molly, that's actually Steve Miner doing his cameo. The reason I know that is because I actually listened to the commentary from Steve Miner and Jamie Lee Curtis, which was very interesting. I do say these are pretty likable characters, you know, like, they're not super developed, but at the same time, they're likable, like, you know, they're fun characters. Yeah, I also really like Michelle Williams. She's really good in H2O. Oh yeah, this upcoming scene with Michael in the bathroom, a little piece of trivia. Apparently the little girl, She opened the bathroom door and she saw Chris Duran fully in the Michael getup, and apparently she freaked out. She was crying and all that. Apparently it took them like 10 minutes to calm her down. Like he had to take off the mask and apologize. He's like, "I'm sorry, you weren't supposed to see me." It's like, it's funny the things you hear about. Yeah, there is an extended scene of this in the television cut where we would see Michael open the men's washroom and you just see him like take a little peek outside, because obviously he has a flat tire here. But they cut it out in the theatrical cut. I guess he didn't really need it. Like I noticed the theatrical cut, it's really streamlined. Like it's a very fast pace. Yeah, somebody unfortunately is in there, but he's hiding in the back stall. No, ghost is not clear. Yeah, I like the sound effects right here. You know, it's like nothing major, it's just quiet, but you know, you hear some natural sounds. Creepy. Fortunately, it's not just the door. That would be very creepy to have that happen. Like, in your kids right in the next stall, it's like... Yeah, I like the sound effects right here. It's creepy. Okay, the K&B mask in a shot like this, it doesn't look that bad, but it's from a distance. And I think the reflection off the mirror does it some justice, but most of the time the K&B mask just never worked. She's like, oh, okay. Spiders. I will admit, that's a creepy scene. It may not really be much of a scene, but it is very creepy. Yeah, I wonder how you could sneak booze into like a boarding school. It's like it's not like it'd be easy. Oh, granted though, a couple of them do it in the movies. So what am I saying? I admit his dialogue, Charlie's dialogue, could be a little better, but still a likable character. Just extremely horny. I always liked these two. They definitely had good chemistry as well. Oh, there's Janet Leigh. Janet Leigh Curtis's mother. I wish I could have got a chance to meet her, but opportunity never came up. She's really good in H2O. Like, it was so nice that they put her in for this cameo. Oh, time for some makeout. Who wouldn't? Yeah, these are good scenes between uh, Jamie or oh no, my God, Lori or Carrie Tate, whatever. I'm just gonna call her Lori and Will. Good scenes. Yeah, she's looking at her son. LL Cool J. Who doesn't love this guy? It's like I hope I can meet him eventually. Like he plays such an awesome character in NCIS Los Angeles, and also really liked him in Deep Blue Sea, another great role he was in. I think my only gripe with him in H2O is he never gets like a confrontation with Michael Myers, which would have been awesome. I mean, granted, at the same time, it's like that probably would not have ended well for him, but still, it would have been cool if we would have actually had the opportunity. These are funny scenes, though, between him and his wife. I do like it. Yeah, I gotta say, it's like Josh knows how to push his buttons. Like he's like, "Come on, Ronnie, come on, man." uh, yeah, Ronnie. It's like you can tell Ronnie really likes John. Yeah, this is a good shot right here of Lori coming downtown. Like I said, I do understand, like I do agree about the lack of like the Halloween feel. You don't see it too much in the film. It's like I get it. I do agree if they could have nailed the Halloween feel better, it would have probably worked better for the film. But I guess it never really bothered me too much. It's like, okay, what are they running from? Yeah, I like the theme here too. Yeah, that shot right there, that's the original K&B mask. I mean, that shot, it doesn't look that great, but at the same time, it doesn't look horrible, but like I said, though, it's because the K&B mask, I'd say from a distance, it doesn't look too bad. I will say, even if Jamie Lee Curtis ended up doing this movie more for money in the end, she still nails her performance. Yeah, that's right though. H2O is actually like the fastest running Halloween film. I think it comes in like an hour and 20 minutes. Some stuff was cut out though, like I've seen the television cut where there's extended chase sequences and an extra scene between Laurie and Will that is a good piece of character development, but it was edited out and I kind of see why, but at the same time I might have kept it in. Like I almost wish they would do an extended edition. Yeah, it's an hour and 26 minutes. Why did I think an hour and 16 minutes? Yeah, you can tell he cares about her. She just has to let him in. He's like, but you haven't even drank that one yet. Now she goes to town. Ah, Halloween pranks. Yep, she definitely needs that drink. Yeah, there was an extended sequence here between John and Charlie, where they were talking about, like, you know, their relationships, and they sneak into or they go into the wine store, and you did see Michael driving around town. I don't know why it was taken out. It was a good scene. Busted. Yeah, she's pissed. Yeah, these are really solid scenes between Jamie Lee Curtis and Josh Hartnett. They really deliver solid performances. Unfortunately not. You know, a lot of people seem to think that there's no references to Halloween 2 in H2O, but right there, that's a reference. She watched him burn, and you also see pictures from Halloween 2 at the beginning of the movie during, the section, you know, the homage to Dr. Loomis. So I don't know why a lot of people seem to think it's only the first film that this references, because you obviously hear references to Halloween 2. And you see some in the film. He's like, I'm not listening to that. Uh-oh. Somebody saw her. There's Michael. I will say, Michael's definitely in a creepy car. And Ronnie's like, oh shit, I'm busted. Busted. Sorry, man. He's like, really, man? Yeah, I can't blame him for saying that. She definitely has her, demons. Same time, though, she's more than justified to have those demons. And poor Molly's stuck doing dishes in the kitchen. It's like, what's going on? You know, I don't mind the themes in H2O for the most part, but I have seen scenes where the fans have re-edited like John Carpenter's themes back into the film, and I will admit, for some scenes it does some major good, but scenes like this, these scenes, I'd say the score that's here works pretty good. Because I'll tell you guys the drama of the original composer. I forget his name off the top of my head, but when they were designing the Halloween H2O score, they wanted to do something really elaborate with the original theme, and they started doing a lot of stuff with like a live orchestra. Problem was, though, they didn't see most of it until he was finished, and some of it does work, like the stuff at the beginning of the film, but then some of it's like really interesting stuff, but not necessarily what you want in this type of film. Even though I'm mixed on it, some of the enhanced scores were pretty good, but they chose not to use them. Anyway, they ended up having to use a whole bunch of like, like your atypical slasher stuff, replacing a whole bunch of the music at the last minute. Like, you'll hear a lot of themes from like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like, literally, like, and they said if they would have had more time, they would have replaced everything the composer did, but granted, I like the theme at the beginning of the film, so... Like, the theme's definitely a debate, but at the same time, I don't think it's a bad theme. It's just, I do agree if there was more classic Halloween in the film, it would do more good. At the same time, though, I kind of wish maybe they would have asked John Carpenter to compose the score. And, like, this was the first one in the series since, Halloween 2 that Alan Howarth had no involvement in, which again was another surprise. As far as I know, they never asked him to do the music. Yeah, I like this scene between John and Molly. Like, these two have really good chemistry. She didn't already have your full concentration? Yeah, unfortunately, Michael's gonna disrupt your date. Okay, piece of trivia about this scene. There's been rumors going around that originally there was a scene written and filmed where a kid was going to do a story on Michael Myers, and they were going to talk about how Jamie Lloyd was killed by Michael, and Laurie was supposed to go into the bathroom and puke or something. Now, there's a lot of debate. Some people claim it exists, but according to, like, Steve Miner, it was never filmed, it was never written, so I don't know where the, where that came from. That's a creepy shot of Michael at that, door. That's a throwback to the original Halloween, and I like it. Anyway, apparently that scene never actually happened. Unless somebody can say otherwise, because Steve Miner says it was never written, so... I mean, unless there was an older draft that it was in which case, though, it was never shot, because they're only going to shoot what's in the final draft. So... I don't know where that rumor came from, though. It's a good question. Because apparently they always intended on removing 4, 5, and 6 from this film's canon. They were only going to focus on the first two, which, in a way, I see why they had to. Always like, what the? It's like, she's creeped out now. ironically, if Molly could have gone, like him and her could have gone on the trip, and they would have been safe away from Michael. So I'm not actually going because I got other plans. At the same time, like, he feels bad. He's like, I wouldn't either. I'd be like, no, I'm spending the night with you. Yeah, apparently these buses, they got them really cheap, and apparently when they got them, there was actually no seats. I guess they had to fix that. I wonder how much all those extras cost for all those kids. And the kids are off. Surprise! I'm so glad they put Janet Leigh in this film because she has a really nice scene here with Jamie Lee Curtis. It's not the only film they've been in together, like they were also in The Fog, but in this one, yeah, they do a really good job. Like, I really like this scene between them. It's funny, you know, it's like, yeah, both Scream Queens on the screen at the same time, and it's a really good scene. Oh, and there's the car from Psycho. I like that throwback. I don't think it's the same car, though. It's just the same model, I think. She's like, thanks. There goes the kids. Hey, you know what's funny, guys? I used to think, okay, hang on a second, we gotta wait for it. This last bus, the last seat, I used to think it was Michael in the seat, just because of the lighting. It looks like it's a white mask, even though it's actually somebody else, but I used to think that was Michael in the back of the bus. It was just like, what the heck's he doing there? But it's obviously, it's just some kid, but just because of lighting. There's the car. I gotta say, they picked a really creepy car for Michael to use for the rest of the film. I always found these scenes between LL Cool J and his wife in the film, or like the woman who's whoever's playing his wife in the film, like they have a good conversation. Yeah, Michael disappeared quick. I gotta say though, Ronnie, it's like, you really should not have opened that gate. And Ronnie, you're so lucky Michael decided not to take you out right there. All it would have taken was one good stab to the neck and you would have been done. I mean, in a like a one-on-one fight, I don't know, maybe Ronnie could at least knock him down once. Like I said, in a way I kind of wish we would have gotten like a scene where Ronnie versus Michael, but never happened. Same time though, I don't think they wanted to kill him off because he is a pretty funny character. He's like, what the heck's that about? This is a creepy scene. And lights go out. It's like, he's like, what the? I'm locking the door. Yeah, I'm not sure how Michael managed to cut all the phone lines to this place. You think there'd be so many lines like going out of different places, but I don't know, it's Michael. He always finds ways to do these things. I don't mind the music in that scene, but maybe it would have been better off with the classic Halloween theme. Or he's like, what was that? She's like, my imagination. Yeah, I really like this scene here where Laurie sees Michael. Now, I don't mind the music they use here, but fans have like used John Carpenter's original theme during this scene, and I will say this. I'd say it would have been the better score, like it definitely adds extra dimension to it, like it, you know, it definitely adds more impact. But at the same time, I don't mind this score. Surprise. I admit though, if I could rescore the film, like I probably would definitely use this scene. I would put John Carpenter's theme back in. Like, you know, I'd be almost tempted to let John Carpenter, if I had the opportunity, like if I actually had it, like if it was up to me, I would let him rescore Halloween H20, just to see what he would do. And you're lucky, Laurie does not want to be alone. Yeah, he knows there's definitely something up. You think that would have put him off guard? You know, he saw somebody and then he couldn't find them? But I guess, you know, maybe he thought it was Ronnie or something? Yeah, a piece of trivia. Originally it was not going to be Scream 2 on the TV. It was some other movie. I forget what it was. I seen it in the work print. Yeah, this is funny dialogue. Not. Yeah, as you guys know, Chris Duran also played Ghostface in Scream 2. I'd say he did a better job there because Ghostface is like a different build compared to Michael Myers. Yeah, John's like, what was that? Yeah, they're gonna regret not shutting that window. I think that's vodka, I think. Yeah, though she drinks it straight. I can't drink that stuff straight. It's always gotta be in like orange juice or Pepsi or something. Like, I can't drink the stuff straight. I don't know how anybody can. Same thing with tequila, it's like, I can't drink it straight. Time for some mouthwash. Yeah, I still gotta pick up my pumpkins. She's like, that's not right. Yeah, it's like, you think they wouldn't have a corkscrew at, like a private boarding school, but at the same time, I guess if the teachers want to have a celebration or something, Michael's like, opportunity. Yeah, there was a scene cut out before this where we got to know more about, Will and stuff with his family background. It wasn't a bad scene, but at the same time, I guess it wasn't necessarily needed in the plot. Like, some scenes that were taken out, maybe they could have stayed in. Like, I'd have to take another look at the television cut. Like, I'm not doing a commentary for the television cut, guys, because I do have it somewhere, but I have to go find it, and I just don't think there's enough changes for me to justify doing it right now. I might do a review on it eventually. Scary. This is a really good scene between Lori and Will. Like, you know, you really see the power for the emotion in Jamie Lee Curtis. Nope. Yeah, that'd be a surprise. Yeah, this is definitely a really good scene. Like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis, she maybe in the end she only did this movie for money, but her performance is top notch. Like I said, they still did a lot of great stuff in this film in terms of exploring Laurie's trauma. I mean, I think in some ways the new film may end up doing it better, but still, I mean, all around, I still say H2O holds up in a lot of ways. Like, it does still have a lot of problems, there's no getting around it, but I do like scenes like this. 17. Yeah, she's now just having like those flashbacks. She's like, oh my god. Yeah, but your phone's dead, alright. She's like, what the? Unfortunately, it's not. And these two scared the hell out of each other. You're gonna regret going upstairs. Yeah, I think the dumbwaiter, I think it was actually built on a soundstage. I don't think it was actually the actual set. Or no, like this is not a, or actually this might have been a set. Yeah, I think this part is actually a set. Because we're about to see the infamous CGI mask. Yeah, there's Michael. Yeah, apparently Jamie Lee Curtis was suggesting to Steve Miner that Michael should turn on the switch and, Charlie's hand would get ripped apart in the garbage disposal. I kind of wish Michael had done that. That would have been awesome, but at the same time, I think the problem is Charlie would have screamed, that would have been agony, and, they would have realized that something was up. So I get why they didn't do it, but at the same time, the anticipation, you're thinking that's going to happen, and then, nope. But then, wait for it, and... surprise! That CGI mask. Yeah, that's definitely the worst mask in the series. Apparently the story is they couldn't, I guess they didn't have time to go back and rebuild a set or something, or I think even they're not 100% sure why they didn't go back and reshoot it. But yeah, that's definitely the worst mask. Yeah, guys, I've heard a rumor for a long time that Sarah originally was, there's an alternate death for Sarah where she was killed outside and hung by a tree by Michael. And there is a shot in the trailer that might actually support this where you do see her outside. I don't know if there's any truth to it though, but like I said, there is a couple little pieces of footage in the trailers that might actually support this. Like, if you guys know what I'm talking about, let me know down in the comments. Oh, Sarah, you're about to get a nasty surprise. Charlie dead. There's Michael. That is a creepy shot. Michael's like, where are you going? Yeah, the actress there that plays Sarah, she does a great performance right there. Oh, Michael, you clever bugger. Ouch. Man, Michael's clever. I mean, he just disabled her. That's a good shot. And now they're like, what was that? Not what you think. Yeah, that's a gnarly looking leg. And like, poor Sarah, she's done. There's nothing she can do. I kind of wish we had actually seen Michael stabbing her, though. It's like, you know, they're not showing much of it. Another negative, too, is like, why are we seeing Michael's eyes? It really is, like, we shouldn't be seeing his eyes. Like, there's a way to do it like in the original Halloween 2, but it's done in a very limited fashion, but you're seeing his eyes all the time in this film. Yeah, I think they might have color corrected the blood. I think it used to look a little more, like, orangey, if I remember correctly. I think they made a better improvement on the blood. Like, I think before it used to look a little more orange or pinkish. Now it looks a lot more like the part. It's not a sick joke. Unfortunately. Unless you're Michael. Maybe to him it's a joke. He's like, I want you to see my gift. Nephew? That is a great scene. Yeah, you better run. It's like, run and don't look back. This is a good theme, but I do agree. I think the Halloween theme would do wonders for this scene. Surprise! Yeah, I gotta say, Josh really fights back. Then Michael gets him in the leg. And Molly gets mad. Smash! Nice one, Molly. Michael's like, how dare you? Yeah, you guys better hurry. Yeah, there's the original K&B mask. Yeah, I will say the K&B mask, I don't think it works quite as good in the dark. Like, it depends on the scene and how it's shot. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, this is, I think, one of the best scenes in the film. Like, this is terrifying. Michael's like, ooh, keys! I really like this shot, but I wish it was a different mask. But it is creepy. I mean, I don't mind the Stan Winston mask, but the Giancarlo Beekler mask was definitely the best one in this film. Michael. Yep. Try to live. Easier said than done. Good thing Will's not a good shot, otherwise... Poor Ronnie in this scene here when they just discover in a second. It's like, oops. Good thing they only grazed him. Gotta say, that's a lot of blood loss for a graze. Granted, it is the head. You thought it was him. That's a good kill. Yeah, Laurie, get out of there. Michael's like, wait a minute. Empty? Nice one, Laurie. Go. Yeah, unfortunately, Chris Duran, you know, his walk for Michael, it's not terrible, but it's just not the classic Michael walk. And again, it's just his build-up. Like, his build is not good. Like, I admit, this is probably the one Michael I'd be slow to run from. Oh yeah, there's an editing goof I noticed here in a minute. Yeah, you guys better hurry. Here comes Michael. Okay, if you guys pay attention, okay, here they shut the doors. Now you gotta watch closely or otherwise he'll catch it. Molly just shut the door again. It's like, that's a funny goof. Surprise! Oh yeah, apparently during this scene, it was Laurie's stunt double, or Jamie Lee Curtis's stunt double that was driving the car, and apparently an accident happened when she hit the accelerator and it actually busted her foot. Something about hydraulics or something, and apparently Jamie Lee Curtis was holding her until an ambulance showed up. Yep, time for Laurie to step up. One thing I did wonder though, since Laurie shut the gate, how did the cops get in later? I mean, is there an override code outside? I guess. Oh yeah, I love this shot. Get the fire axe. Like, here's the Halloween theme. Like, this is a perfect shot for the Halloween theme. Like, but like I said, I wish they used it more in the film. I mean, it's a little bit altered, but it's a good theme. I love that. Laurie's calling for Michael. It's perfect. She's like, okay, Michael, let's do this. this is a creepy shot. There's Michael. I mean, I do like that shot. Get him, Laurie. Then, of course, Michael gets her in the same spot. Yeah, I mentioned this in Halloween 4. They wanted to film a scene where Michael was going to chase Jamie into a classroom and he was going to start flipping over desks trying to find Jamie. They didn't have time to film it. So, but apparently Mustafa Akkad remembered the scene and he suggested they do it here in H2O with this scene, and it does work. Though, I have seen the television cut, and this scene was originally longer. Like, Michael was going to flip over more tables. The chase sequence was longer. I think in some ways it would have been good if it was a little bit longer, but at the same time, I don't mind the slightly faster pace. I admit, that's creepy. Very creepy. Like I said, the third act in H2O is excellent. But granted, it should be considering it's Laurie versus Michael. Michael's like, what the? Hey! Come back here. I mean, okay, this scene makes Michael a little more imposing, but still, it's like his build, he's too small. Yeah. Give him the flagpole. Yeah, that's a K&B mask. Yeah, in that scene, the K&B mask looks pretty bad. That'll help. Oops. He's like, how dare you, sis? It's like, come back here. I'm gonna try to figure out how many stab wounds she does to Michael. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe 8? Yeah, apparently that was Laurie's stunt double there in the scene because she had to make sure Chris Duran fell off the balcony a certain way. Now, I don't think he landed on the table. I'm pretty sure he would have had to land on like an airbag or something, because I think landing on the table would have broken his back. Maybe they dropped him from like 3 feet or something. Like, I don't know quite how they pulled that off 100%. So again, she drops the knife. It's like, you know, I know it's a reference to the original Halloween, but it's like, why drop the knife? Yeah, Laurie's definitely like, she's exhausted now. It's like, that was intense. Wait for it. Wait for it. Deliver that final blow, and... Nope. He is not dead. Oh, Ronnie. Unfortunately, no, he's not dead. Yeah, apparently when they were trying to cook up endings for this film, one of them was the gym was going to have a pool under it, and the floor would open up, and then Laurie would, like, stab him in the chest, and then... stab him in the head or shoot him in the head or something, and then he was going to fall into the water or chop his head off, and his body would fall in the water. That sounded kind of elaborate. And then there was another one where they would be on a bus or something, and they'd be hovering over the cliff, and Michael would fall over into the blackness. Yeah, this scene, why would they not take off his mask? And like you guys know in the next film, the BS excuse they give for Michael's escape. Like, I'll discuss it more in Resurrection, but there's no way that's not Michael. Because every single stab wound Laurie gave Michael, Michael would have had to do to the paramedic to not reveal that there's been a swap. Josh is like, what's going on? It's like, where are you going, Mom? Yeah, I really like this scene. Uh-oh. Michael's like, let me out of this thing. Or he's like, uh-oh. She's like, I knew it. Uh-oh, he found the zipper. Yeah, it's like, you know it's Michael because, I'm sorry, a normal human's not gonna go flying through that windshield and then immediately recover from it. They'd be knocked out for a while. It's like, that's definitely Michael. Also, the way Michael gets up here, that is like Michael. And then his head tilts. Like, that's not that stupid paramedic from the next film. It's like, that's Michael. Yeah, that's intense. And Laurie, you're lucky you got out of that. Michael's like, oh crap. And again, like, I'm sorry, a normal human cannot take a hit like that. Not without at least being knocked out for a while. It's like, that's not something you would immediately recover from. It's like, there's no way that's not Michael. It's like, I'm sorry, between going through the windshield and getting hit by the van, not to mention, for Michael to even try and pull off the swap, the close with the paramedic routine, he would have had to stab the paramedic everywhere he was stabbed to make it look right. Including, he would have to go get the axe out of the floor and stab the guy in the shoulder with it. It's like, there's no way that's not Michael. Like I said, that explanation they gave in Resurrection was such a BS explanation, and there is this scene they actually filmed at the end of Halloween H20 that was meant to show that Michael is walking away as the paramedic. Turns out that actually was filmed at the end of H20. Apparently there was always rumors about it, and it's been confirmed. But, that being said, no, this is definitely Michael Myers. There's just no way. It's like, that's not no damn paramedic. Like, it's such a BS explanation. I mean, I'm not saying there's no way it could happen, but not in this case. It's like, a normal human cannot take that much damage without at least being unconscious for a while. It's like, they wouldn't immediately recover. I mean, I know Michael's acting confused here, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's like he realizes he's trapped. And of course now he's trying to trick Laurie, and this is a good scene though. I mean, some people have admitted they always suspected there was going to be another film after this, you know, like they didn't think that was Michael, but, like, there's no way it's not. Not from that much damage. And of course, like, you know, it's like, you can tell Michael's like giving a smile right there, like, you know, it's like, I almost got you. Just a little closer. Laurie's like, wait a sec. I'm not falling for this. Nice try, Michael. I love that scene. And I heard when audiences saw this in theaters, they got up cheering. And again, Michael died. When his head gets chopped off, Michael had his eyes open. I'm sorry. If it was the paramedic, he would have shut his eyes. He's like, oh crap, I'm gonna die. That or he would have tried to grab the axe. Anyway, that is an excellent ending to Halloween H20, and I wish that's where they stopped the original series. Like, I so wish that was the end. Like, I'll discuss that more during Resurrection, but yeah, I mean, that's an awesome ending. Alright, that was the end of Halloween H20. I still think it's a really solid sequel. I mean, my rankings like Halloween 1 and 2 and then 4 and then H20. It really is good. But like I said, there is problems between all of the different masks. And Chris Duran's portrayal as Michael Myers, you know, he just doesn't look menacing enough. The score, again, is all over the place. I mean, I do like the score, but at the same time, I do agree. If we had more of John Carpenter's original theme, it would do the movie a lot of good. I mean, like I said, though, all around, I do like Halloween H20. I think it's a good score. And, like, I do think it's a really good sequel. Jamie Lee Curtis's performance is phenomenal. She is the heart and soul of Halloween H20. I like Jamie Lee Curtis and Josh Hartnett's performances. Like, they really bounce off each other and deliver good performances. Also, Michelle Williams is another really good character. I mean, I like the characters for the most part. I mean, I know several of them are kind of one-dimensional. You don't get to know them too much, but it is a good sequel. I'm not saying it doesn't have its problems. Like, I know the cinematography, there's not enough, like, blues and oranges to make it look more the Halloween feel, and again, like, I know, the Halloween feel in terms of, like, location's not the best for a Halloween film, but I still think they did a good job. I think Steve Miner did a good job directing Halloween H20. It's just, unfortunately, when it came to Michael's mask, he really didn't seem to understand what he needed to do. I don't know why he went with the K&B mask, and then he had to get Stan Winston's people to re-sculpt it to try and get what he wanted, but also what Miramax wanted. Like I said, H20, I think with some improvements it could be even stronger, but it's still a really solid sequel. I really like it. Let me know down in the comments, guys, like, how do you like Halloween H20? Where does it rank for you? Like, the beginning of the film was really good. The ending of the film was phenomenal. And, again, though, I still like the film overall. I like the locations. I like the final showdown between Michael and Laurie. And, of course, Marion Whittington at the beginning of the movie. Like, there's a lot of great stuff here. I know there's still problems, but I still really like Halloween H20. Honestly, like I said, it's definitely among my top 4 for sure. And I will say, this is definitely the best Halloween film Dimension Films ever made. Unfortunately, though, they kind of undid it with the next film, but trying to think of what else to say about Halloween H20. One thing, though, I don't get is why did they release this one in the summer? You know, it's like, this should have came out in October. I think it would have done even better. Like, I don't know, they just decided with H20, let's put it out in, I think it was July? I think this came out? I'm not 100% sure. It was July or August or something, but I know it wasn't the summertime. Or, man, I know it wasn't Halloween, like, I think it was July or it was early August. I'm not sure which. I have to go back and look at the release date. Yeah, I forgot the end credits. I thought it was always John Carpenter's theme all the way through, but it's only for about a minute, or not even a minute. But yeah, in the end, I still say Halloween H20 is a really good sequel, and honestly, even if Halloween 2018 was only a little bit better than this, that would still be really good, though granted, I suspect Halloween 2018 is going to be quite a bit stronger than this film. But this was still a really good 20th anniversary Halloween film, and I'm glad it was made. Like, thank you to Jamie Lee Curtis for coming back for this. Like, I know she didn't get... Like, this film didn't go the way she wanted 100% because she wanted to kill Michael off, and, of course, they were like, you can't do that, so they had to come up with a compromise. But still, you know, like I said, Jamie Lee Curtis might have done this film for money in the end, but her performance is top-notch, and she is the heart and soul of Halloween H20. In memory of Donald Pleasance. Again, like, having Donald Pleasance in this could have been awesome, but I don't know where you would have put him. Like, this honestly was Laurie's movie. I don't know where he could have fit in. Alright, that was the end of Halloween H20. Come back tomorrow when I do my commentary for Halloween Resurrection. I will talk to you guys later. See ya!